Hey, what's up, good people? Hope all is well. I haven't done a live in ages, so let me just try to arrange this so y'all don't have like this whole crazy view. Let's see what's going on. Is anybody in the room? Gotta have a little bit of time. Okay, so this is about what your angels and guides want you to know. I'm going to preset the room for hello, whomever has come into the room. I just realized I'm doing this on the wrong channel. This is the celebrity channel, but I'm doing my regular readings on the celebrity channel here. So this is what your angel guides want you to know. So right now what I'm doing is I am in the middle of pre-prepping the room. Hello. How are you? Hope all is well. I'm pre-prepping the room. And so what I'm going to do is just calibrate for the people who are coming in, clearing the energy. So anyone who wants to participate, just take a deep breath in and release. And we're just going to calibrate to the highest orders of light, order, and information. All right, so let's see. For the people who are coming into this room, the forthcoming people, and the people who are already in here, let's see what the general energy is. What you need to know, what your guides want you to know. So right now, all right, I'm taking those cards because they were insistent and sticking out. There's financial discipline. There's communication, music, self-discipline, and perseverance. Okay? So there's a lot that actually you are dealing with, a lot of you out there. What I'm going to do is go to the next card and figure out what they want you to surrender. So for the first one, as far as financial discipline is concerned, surrender to miracles. There's a lot of you who have a lot of emotional attachment in with your work, a lot of emotional stress. And they're saying that this is actually blocking the success, blocking the things that are supposed to come in. Sorry, I hope you can see that. It's a little bit bright. Let me move this. And in doing that, you're actually obviously off of your game, off of your blessings as well. If you can't hold that vibration of allowing great good to come in, it can't come in. The only thing that can come in is more stress, more paycheck to paycheck mentality, and things of those sorts. So they are saying surrender to miracles, be open to miracles occurring into your life. Some of you will have the challenge because some of you will be looking at this very literally and going, miracles. I mean, you know, that I don't want to worry about any miracles. So more concretely, what they're saying is take control where you can, which is you only do the things that you can do, and then you put and surrender to the universe the rest of the things while still doing the work. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to move on to the next card. This one wanted to come out already. Communication, surrender, stubbornness. So some of you are struggling with that as well. You know, if you would, there are two sides of this. There's a side of you who are suffering in silence and who aren't speaking up properly. There are people who are encroaching, more than encroaching, over into your boundaries. They're damn near vampires, sucking and taking over every single thing. You are not speaking because there's a struggle within you that feels that you don't deserve to speak up and have the right to have your own space, let's say, to take space on this earth, to take space with your own personal blessings, with your own personal birthright, just with your own personal equilibrium. So there's this thing with you where you end up kind of in this system of being angry at other people and blaming other people. And I'm going to be the annoying YouTube tarot reader and say, These people are actually mirroring you. They're mirroring your inner belief system. And if you, I feel like you can see that now more than ever because you're refusing to speak up. There's a stubbornness about speaking up and saying, hey, you know what, this doesn't work for me. You know, and there's this certain stories that you kind of, well, hide behind. And, well, I want to be careful in saying hide behind, but ultimately it's hide behind. So if you're triggered, just take a deep breath in and release, as I normally say. So there's this thing where, you know, you're like, I don't want to seem like a jerk. I don't want to seem selfish. But these things aren't selfish. These are actually things that involve your direct well-being without encroaching on someone else's well-being. So therein lies the power that you have relinquished and given up. And that is where the universe is bringing in your divine reminders, which are these very annoying people who come in the form of parasites and vampires and just assholes, period. Um, you know, so you're dealing with that. So you're dealing with a lot of victim sort of mentality, victim situations, let's say. So you have to take back your power from these people, and you have to first take back the power within yourself and say, it's my right to speak up and let people know that I'm not going to do their laundry every Saturday. I'm not going to allow them, my roommate, to come in and just use my clothes and use my things without asking. I'm not going to allow my boss to make me work without paying me. I'm not going to allow those things because they compromise my well-being. So you know where you are on this. You don't need me to drill down on this. So that's that first half of you. For the second half of you on this card, the stubbornness that you have with communicating, letting someone know that you care about them, not letting people in, that's becoming to your detriment. And it's like you've moved everyone out. You've turned around and there's nobody there. You know? And so it says here, like, if you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with yourself and others. I think the biggest thing is, since I completely skipped over 3 words and said yourself first, which is like so weird, and then I said others, which is not the way it was written, that this is really about communication with yourself, peace, and treating yourself in the right manner, creating a safe space within yourself by first creating good dialogue with yourself and being supportive to yourself, and then being able to communicate with others because you've created that safety space within yourself. If you want more information about that, you can book a private reading with me, and you can check the description box at some point in time when I decide to paste it in there after this video finishes. Okay, so with music, surrender to success, and I'm guided to put this one here. Because Spirit is like, we're ready, come on. This card is of music, so they're saying to surrender to success. I have a client who's actually a singer. If she ever watches this video, a girl, you know, you need to be singing a lot more. You need to be doing it a lot more. Surrender to the success, meaning surrender to your talent. If you are good at something and you know damn well you're good at it, and people say your food is good, your pictures are beautiful, your voice is gorgeous, you know, your dancing is amazing, your speaking is so insightful, and you know damn well you need to be out there and that people really like it, that's your offering to the world. You know that this is for you. You know what you need to do. Surrender to the success. It's there. The voice is good. You know, and I get the face is super pretty. Like, model then. You know, that's just a specific calling for modeling. I'm not getting into this whole model conversation thing. Yeah. So trust the success. Trust your gifts. If they are good, utilize them. All right. So this one again, what was this one again? Self-discipline. Surrender low self-esteem. This is why, you know, for those of you who are this this card resonates for. Those of you who are dealing with that have to understand why you're not getting any projects done year after year. Why you start something, you start a good habit, and all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, after you've been doing very well with it, it ends up to the wayside. And on top of that, you're looking at it like, why am I not doing this? It brings me so much good. It helps me lose weight. It's da 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 da. I feel better when I do it. Why am I not doing it? So it's important that you know that below all of this is the low self-esteem. That always sounds so rough to say to somebody, low self-esteem, but just feeling a sense of unworthiness again. And it kind of ties into this card here, the first part of this card, for those of you who want to roll back. It says here on the card itself, you deserve success, love, and abundance. Set an intention to identify and release any remnants of low self-esteem. There it is. There's the answer. That is wonderful and great. Dear God, dear self, please help me. You know what? I don't even want to identify anything. Identify what isn't serving my good and help me to be willing to release it. That's it. I don't have to go into the whole process of digging in and trying to identify it. Just help me to release it and take on the traits I need for success. That's it. Keep it simple. That's it. All right. So perseverance. This really follows up with this. Help me to persevere. Help me to be consistent in my perseverance. Surrender worry. Again, this is about, it kind of relates to the front part of this card. Controlling. The only thing that you control is your actions every single day. And persevering means continuing on with the good work, with the stuff you can do, completing it out, addressing what can be addressed in the highest form you can do it. After that, you surrender all worry. And like a lot of men say, a lot of men I've heard, things will work themselves out. Honestly, things will work themselves out in one way or another. So in any case, for those of you who are not like wanting to throw so much to the wind in that manner, just continue to, again, persevere. Do what you can do. What you can't do, you surrender up with the highest and greatest intentions. And that's it. And it talks about here, make a commitment not to lead an anxiety-driven life. That's amazingly said. Because so many of us do that. I was just actually talking about this with a client just before this reading and saying that in basically another form, like allowing certain things to get out of the driver's seat of your life. Fear, scarcity, unworthiness, those things kind of driving your decisions, driving your defenses, driving your lack of decisions, really being able to understand those things and without digging all into them, like I was saying, into this and then ending up overwhelmed, but really being able to say, oh, you know what? I'm just good. I feel it coming on. I'm just going to do what I can do to the best I can do it with the best intention. And then I'm going to just keep a positive attitude that everything else works out. And that's it. This is this daily commitment every single day. It says here, when worries arise, breathe them out of your body, focus on the power of your heart, and have faith that Spirit is guiding you always, or that your higher self is guiding you always, or that, great good things are guiding you always. So those are the main messages. Let's take a look. This one literally says message from the other side. Isn't that crazy? So a crossed over loved one is making their presence known at this time. This card is a validation that they are assisting you this very moment. Their message is, I love you and I'm here to help you grow. Please don't hesitate to call upon me for assistance. I'm more than happy to help you. That is a message to the collective of the people who will be watching this video. And that's in all times. That's 8 years from now as well. Yep, you too, 8 years from now. All right. So let's see. Spirit guides. Your spirit guides are always with you. They're requesting one-on-one time with you. Be sure to schedule a meditation date with your guides in the near future. Be open to their signs of validation through feathers, coins, music, aromas, and spirit chills. Spirit chills. You know, like when you get the chills, like good chills. All right, so they are really making the presence known here. Let's see. Thank you for the beautiful company, whoever is watching. I usually do all the readings like offline and stuff like that. And today I was just like, you know what? I'll just do a live and we'll just go from there. Random acts of kindness or random act of kindness. Today's spirit says it is time to give selflessly to another who is less fortunate. Give without any expectation of reciprocation or gratitude. Do so because you know it will make someone's day. You know what makes somebody's day too is just like paying somebody's freaking Starbucks $3, $4 Starbucks bill behind them. Oh, so nice. It's so nice when it happens to you. I don't know if you've happened to drive up and order your coffee or your tea or your frappuccino, whatever the heck it is, and somebody's like, "Oh, the person before you paid it out. It's on us. Go ahead, you know, or it's on them. Go ahead." And such a nice feeling. And they're already kind of gone off into their own world. You can't even say thank you. It's such a good feeling. All right, so sacred understanding, knowing yourself and your reasoning behind your actions is really between you and the light. When you genuinely know yourself and what your true intentions actually are, then you are no longer seeking to validate your worth or truth through over-explaining or trying to be understood. When one masters this sacred understanding, one truly is ascending their soul to the higher realms of understanding through self-acceptance. Isn't that great? Okay, and then the final one, esoteric data download. Might as well do 5 here. You are being downloaded with esoteric information at this time. The best way for you to retrieve this wisdom is to meditate, journal, and spend time alone where you will not be disturbed or distracted. This new information holds keys to your life path and purpose. Terrific. So let's just see what the angels are saying. You're currently projecting into the future. All right. Hello, hello, hello. Whoever just came in. All right. So as far as the miracles are concerned, once you really are surrendering that, I mean, I just see really great community. For some of you, you will be getting a promotion. For some of you, you will have in better relationships with your coworkers because you've been able to get over some of your own anxieties, as we were speaking about over here, realizing that some of the things, some of the barriers between you and your coworkers are, excuse me, are the things, you know, directly attributed to your own anxieties and stuff like that. And there's just great development for you here. Great development of projects. And trust the things that start off small. They're saying, you know, those little things that you think are too small right now, the things that come from your heart, soul, and emotion, those are the things that are going to be ending up to be really big for you. So that's that. That's very interesting. These came out for this one. Surrender your stubbornness. Also, there's a lot of underlying. There's a lot of underlying anxiety. What would I say here? Because of that anxiety, there's like a fear of loss a lot. So there's a lot of controlling, a lot of possessiveness. Also, just as well, what I'm getting for you guys specifically here in this particular card group is, you know, not coming off of your money because you're afraid of losing it too much. And it's totally great to be frugal and stuff like that. But Um, it's worth it for you to purchase this thing that you want to do or take that trip. Yes, it does cost $2,500 to do it, and it took you, I don't know, 6 months at a part-time job to make that money. But the universe is saying it's worth it for you to do it, and that it's going to actually open up more vessels that'll bring in more prosperity. Furthermore, trusting and again surrendering the stubbornness, surrendering the lack of trust, which seems to be like the whole theme throughout this entire reading, is going to actually open you up to a lot more loving energy, a lot more prosperity, a lot more prosperous energy. Obviously, there's a male here. It doesn't fully represent a male. For some of you, it could. Um, I feel like this reading is the opposite of what usually a reading is, which is you shutting down for your own father, who's actually a loving person. Usually it's kind of like a person, the father isn't loving, and you are like abused. Not you, but you in general. So in any case, yeah, just really opening up. You're going to notice like your relationship with your father is going to be a lot better. It may have been a little bit harsh in the past, or intuitively somehow you may have just come into this world always feeling a little bit discomfort with people getting too close to you, even your own parents. But there's so much here for you. And I think that at this point in your life, for others of you who may have had a little bit of a disconnect from your father, it may be because he was a bit of a jerk in the past, but that he's going to be super supportive of your projects, of who you're becoming, and that he's a lot more proud of you than what you think. So very, very funny. I was talking about this earlier as well. For some of you, just knowing that the father figure is going to be more of a supportive force, the universe is ushering you to kind of, let go. There's great love for you here as well. There's just great love for you, and this is the time for you to really experience it. It's not like you got to this point without nothing actually happening. Some of you have really rough times, and some of you are just really pragmatic. But it's become more on a toxic level, where it's like you're doing everything out of strict survival. And you're right. Nobody wants to end up being one paycheck away from living in their car. So, I mean, what you're doing is it makes sense in a world like that, in avoiding a situation like that. But they're saying that if you open up your heart, if you're surrendering the stubbornness, they can get in to how can I say? Because even that word "get in" is kind of maybe like a bit triggering, but it's more like they can connect to you, to your vibration, help amplifying the positive traits that need to be amplified for you to receive your real birthright, which is you are not to be living in a life of scarcity. You are not to be running, in fear of living from paycheck to paycheck and operating off of defending your life from living from paycheck to paycheck, which anybody could totally get, but nobody also wants to be living defensively in a state like that as well, emotionally. So open up, trust a little more, take a chance here and there. You don't have to go out and spend your entire life savings, nothing ridiculous, but it's okay for you to take that trip. It's okay for you to buy, that drone that you're going to be making extra money off with your business or something to that sort. So you can do that. All right. There's great love for you there. All right. Let's see. Oh, here we are. Going on. Thank you for the likes, my friends. All right. So here, this one, there's a lot of high grade energy here. Music, surrendering to success. Ten of water, rather. There is, since I said 10 of Wands, a lot of you here are finishing up a lot of struggle. I feel like for this particular group as well, you guys have done a lot. You've dealt with a lot of stuff. You've cleaned up a lot of toxicity inside, a lot of, your own hangups, let's say, and you're in a really good place. You're now on the precipice of really being able to realize your talents and actually utilize your talents. This particular group, life path right now, that's where it is. Again, if the voice is really, really good, then sing. The singing is right. Trust the success. That's what it says here, or surrender to success. If the paintings are good, then paint, and even if you feel they're not good, then improve them. But I'm just saying, trust the success. If people are telling you that things are good for them and they love what you're doing, you have to just trust the success. That is a separate conversation, by the way, from, relying on people and listening people and letting people determine your dreams and what you want to pursue and perfect. Okay, that's separate. Now, with this 10 of water, with this 10 of water coming up here, I can't talk. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. With this 10 of water, which is the 10 of cups coming up here, you being in your element, having done so much work in this particular group is going to actually bring so much more harmony in all of your relationships and actually bring a new relationship on. I really feel like something great and new is coming up. For a small amount of you, this is someone who you had like a number of years of trouble and turmoil with. Like you kind of, two of you are good people, but you kind of were growing up together through a relationship. And now things are starting to come into harmony. One of the reasons why is because vibrationally you've opened up to your own personal success and your own personal elements. You have acknowledged your own energy, your own brilliance. And so that puts you in a place where people can come in meeting you on that vibration. So there's, no toxicity can necessarily come in. So this is great for you guys. I'm going to leave that there. If you want more information, you can hit me up for a reading. Information will be in the description box below. Okay, so for surrendering low self-esteem, look, you guys have the Ace of Air, the Star, and the Queen of Fire. I kind of feel like, I don't want to be like a parade killer or anything like that, but I kind of feel like some of this is left over here. So I do want to say something to these people here. Following your passion and surrendering to that success, acknowledging that success, again, is going to bring so much stardom. Also understanding your process, what has happened in your process, whether you're sharing it on a daily vlog on YouTube, like it's garnering a lot of support, and it's giving a lot of help to people in the world. And for some of you, you are going to reach high levels of celebrity in doing so. So however that pertains, good luck with that. All right, so for this one, surrendering low self-esteem and all those things, I feel like for a group of you guys have already had great things happen to you, and you've been like, overwhelmed with great good things happening, but you need to trust it. You need to understand as well that you can lead in the world. You can do a great job. A lot of you have done a lot of fighting here to get to this position that you're in. Just understanding, being passionate, returning to the heart center is the information here. When you're returning to the heart center, that's the most accurate information you can get. It's not the mind, it's not thinking bad things, it's just going off of, to me, sacred information. Most times when something is in your heart, with integrity, not somebody obsessing, making up stories that somebody else likes. It's in my heart. The person likes me. Even if they said no 12 times, they like me. Not talking about that. Just disclaimer there. But, if you feel it, you're waking up in it, it feels right. Something clicks right in for you authentically. It's for you. Trust it. Just continue on in your passion and trust that you are going to do very well. You just need to trust yourself. This group here, you are doing very well. You can handle this really big responsibility. It's coming. Get the right team if you need help, but you can do it. All right. So let's go on to surrender or worry. We've got the High Priestess. So again, it's so funny. These cards, they kind of keep sort of like piggybacking. For this particular group, you already know through your intuition, and some of you already with the High Priestess here, you've already been told by your quote unquote psychics and whatever, you've been told by them that you are doing well, and that, you know, here with the you have all the ability to do what you need to do. You're already doing it. For some of you, this worry is like really a chemical type of thing that you may need just a medical professional to help you, or the right professional to help you. I don't want to like get into all of that. You'll know what's right and where to go, whether you're doing like an alternative means through a professional there, or an actual medical doctor, whatever it is. And I'm not saying, by saying that, I'm not saying, oh, something's wrong with you. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that some things actually call for certain levels of assistance here, a balanced assistance. And that's what it's saying here. So in any case, you've been told that you actually can handle this, can do it. You've actually been told, both through your own inner knowing, and for some of you just an outright, like you've gone to a psychic. Let's see here. Some of you have moved away from a lot of trauma and things like that. I mean, a lot of mental trauma. I do feel for this group and stuff like that. There could even be, like, I'm going to keep it real, and I'm not going to insult anybody this doesn't apply to. If you are resonating with this group, what I'm about to say, if you know it's not you, it's not for you. It's a general reading, so this could be speaking to someone else, so don't take this 100% literally. But some of you could be dealing with levels of bipolarism, or some form of just high levels of mental anxiety. It doesn't mean anything's wrong with you. It's just a sensitivity there. You know, a lot of us are a lot more, sensitive to energies and things like that. And it just really bombards you with a lot of pressures and anxieties. And it's just all at once, you know. So there's an energetic aspect to a lot of this that hasn't been addressed, I think, by a lot of doctors. But in any case, that's just an opinion. That's not any professional advice. Okay. All right. So now, you closing off from a lot of people in a certain way, it's good. Participating in things that do not or should not involve you, like certain dramas and things where people try to pull you in, obviously it's best to just laissez-faire, just let it drop, as opposed to even really defending. Here it's being suggested, because even defending at this point in time for you, with all the things you're dealing with in a mental capacity, are not conducive to where you really want to realign yourself to your true authentic self, free of all this, because this isn't even really like, this isn't like even really you. It's just a reaction to the bombardment of sensation. What I see for some of you guys too, what I see for some of you is like your circuits get overloaded, like too much computer, too much, commercials every 5 minutes, or like YouTube commercials, and too much, and then there's Netflix and Hulu, and, there's Instagram and everybody's story, and then all the people in the work, the job, who are unhappy and all this. And then there's still, for some of you, I hear depressed mother, toxic, father and mother together, like the own drama. Like, oh yeah, actually a lot of you, this is like family drama. That whole thing came in, like being in the kitchen, all that screaming and just rattling of dishes and just a lot of people talking at once, like a bad Woody Allen film, not to reference Woody Allen himself, but like those moments in what was that? It remind me of Annie Hall, where the whole family is in there. They're all at the dinner table. They're all just screaming at each other, but it's more comedic. But this is more draining. So, in any case, pulling yourself back from that is another form of defense, as opposed to defending, pushing, trying to get people to stop. Just really waking up and protecting your energy, being a little more strategic about it, fighting it a little bit more on the metaphysical or the energetic realm, um, and just stating that I am in harmony. My relationships are in harmony. Whatever is unharmonious is moved away from me, or I'm not a part of. I'm not audience to. I don't have to be, and I don't have to fight that fight. That type of thing. The burden of being involved in that is released from me. All right, so Ace of Water and